The Packers need more pass catchers on the 2023 roster. Currently signed to the roster at receiver, we only have Watson, Dobbs, Toure, Melton, and Jeff Cotton. At tight end, we only have DeGuara, Davis, Austin Allen, and Nate Gugamas. That's not a whole lot of things. But on top of that, only 3 of them have more than 10 career receptions. So let's start from the top of that list. So Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. They're at the top of the list. They're going into their second years. Now, they had pretty decently productive rookie seasons, all things considered. That outstanding stretch that Christian Watson had where he put up 6 or 8 touchdowns over a span of 4 or 5 games. Pretty outstanding. You look at his stats, he has 41 receptions across the year for 611 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's not to mention the work he did in the run game on, jet sweeps and things like that as well. Romeo Doubs, while, dealing with some injuries as well, same as Christian Watson, he had put up 42 receptions, 425 yards, and 3 touchdowns. They collectively played 13 and 14 games individually. So, extrapolate that out over a full 17-game season, they can probably be pretty productive. Next up after that, career stats, this is Josiah DeGuara coming into year 4 now. He has 39 receptions for 371 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's it. After that, the remaining 2 that even have career receptions are Tyler Davis, who has 8. And that really was only 61 yards and no touchdowns over 39 games that he's played. And then Samori Toure, again, rookie last year, 5 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Most of that coming in a single game. So we really need some help there. I know talk with the Rodgers trade has led to, will we get a Corey Davis? For a while, people thought we might get Elijah Moore. Denzel Mims, somebody. I think we're probably still getting Corey Davis in part of this trade package. Otherwise, why do they still have him on the Jets roster? It's a $10 million cap hit that they're taking there, and he's basically got the same skill set as Allen Lazard. And Allen Lazard has that working relationship with Rodgers already, so they're not going to want to keep him. After that, I think this goes to show why we might need to address receiver in the first round. The options out there at receiver aren't exactly outstanding. There's a little bit of depth later on, but when you're looking at the Packers types, there's only a handful of guys that really fit their physical profile that they want to go after. So I'm a big proponent of let's go get JSN. He's a slot dude. We've already got Dobbs and Watson that are going to be our primarily outside receivers. Let's get a JSN in the slot. And to be honest, I think JSN is going to surprise people, much like Justin Jefferson did. And I think he's going to show that he can be effective on the outside as well. That's my number one guy. Go get JSN with 15 or 13 if he's available, if we end up doing a pick swap with the Jets. That's our guy. Take him. Do not hesitate. Run that card in. After that, we really need to get another tight end. Josiah DeGuara has been more productive, it seems, and targeted more frequently when Jordan Love has played. So that's promising. But he's still not your traditional, inline tight end. He's more of our move tight end that's going to, do a little bit of the H-back stuff and be effective in that way. But you still need a big, effective run blocking tight end who can also help in pass blocking and be a threat. I'm a big fan of Darnell Washington. You can't argue with the measurables of that dude. 6'6", 264 pounds, whatever it is. He is a mammoth of a human being. And on top of that, he ran the second quickest shuttle time at the combine. That's insane. He wasn't hugely productive in college at Georgia. They had some other tight end options that were targeted a little bit more frequently than him. But just because they didn't do something in college doesn't mean they can't. I think we've seen flashes of what he can be. And with development, I think he can become a legitimate threat at tight end. Not to mention, he's probably, or arguably, one of the best blocking tight ends in this draft class. After that, I mean, there are, like, Dalton Kincaid looks great. Like, been watching more of him recently, and outstanding. I mean, he's a great option as well, but the price might be a little bit steeper for him. Another guy that is getting a lot of attention, especially in, like, Packers Twitter, is Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta tested outstandingly as well, and you really can't go wrong with Iowa tight ends. They tend to produce outstanding linemen and tight ends at Iowa University. So let's go and get our guys. We need to provide the support that Jordan Love needs effectively to succeed. We can't let him go out there and flounder because we don't have enough experienced and proven guys that can go support him. Like, there's still a chance that we bring Mercedes Lewis back. There's even been a little bit of talk that we might bring, like a Randall Cobb back. It's unlikely. I don't see that really happening, but getting somebody back with some experience and some veteran leadership in those rooms is critical. But also, we got to get some new young talent around Jordan Love as well. Last year's draft was a great start. We need to double down on it and then grow that nucleus of Love and his pass catching, trio that essentially go forward and develop into what did we have when, Aaron Rodgers brought us to the Super Bowl in 2010. We had a fleet of receivers, and a lot of them young guys that we were able to build around Aaron Rodgers and move forward. And a lot of that is going to be critical to Jordan Love's development and success.